Hi, it's the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your April 2016 mid-month readings. I am still using the Gilded Tarot deck, and even though we are focusing more on the last half of the month and the month in its entirety, I'm still using the same 8-card spread with an additional 9th card as your overall energy and advice over the reading. These are general readings. I always say that because we always have to say that. And they're going to resonate differently depending on who's watching, and not at all for some. So please do check your rising and your moon sign as well, because some months and some readings you may find they resonate a little more predictably for you. I thank you to those of you who are continuing to watch and listen and subscribe and comment on my YouTube videos. Thank you very much for those messages and support and feedback. I love reading them, both the ones on my channel and the ones you send via email as well. I see the community growing day by day, so thank you so very much for all of you who add yourself to that on a daily basis. And a special thank you, as I always say, every reading, to those of you who continue to reach out to me for personal one-on-one readings. It's always a pleasure to do that, and I thank you so much for the opportunity. I am grateful for that. And for those of you who are interested in a one-on-one personal reading with me, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and you can also email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I do readings full-time, so I work pretty diligently with your schedules to get you readings as quickly as possible. My current turnaround time is around 1 to 4 days. So let's get right into this. This reading is for Taurus for April 2016 mid-month. Taurus, the goal. My lovely rooted, grounded earth sign, Taurus. What does April 2016 mid-month hold for you? Taurus, April 2016 mid-month. What does the remainder of April 2016 look like for Taurus? Okay. We begin with the Empress, followed by the Ace of Wands, the Star, followed by the Knight of Cups, the Two of Wands, followed by the Two of Pentacles, and the Nine of Pentacles, followed by the Five of Pentacles. And as your overall energy and advice, the card from the bottom of the deck is the Sun card. Interesting. Let's take a look, Taurus. Okay, let's begin. First of all, I'm seeing that I think for the majority of you, this is going to, actually, it's quite different than Capricorn and Virgo, whose readings and energy were very similar. Yours is a bit different from them. I'm seeing first and foremost, there's a lot of energy in the Pentacles section. So I think for the majority of you, Taurus, this is going to be about energy and situations in your physical, tangible, material world, like money, finances, job, career, resources, property, business, that sort of thing. So let's begin. We find ourselves in the middle of April 2016 with the Empress, lovely major arcana card, accompanied by the Ace of Wands. So the Empress, the energy of the Empress is fertility, rebirth, pregnancy, the ground being ripe, time to sow those seeds. I feel like around the middle of April 2016, Taurus, maybe even a little bit before, I'm actually feeling kind of a restless sort of energy. It feels as if, and especially as I'm looking at the rest of these cards, that where you're at is not enough for you. And I feel, again, like the majority of you, this is going to resonate in your material, business, job, career, project oriented sort of way. It feels as if you want to do more. Either you don't have enough, it's not satisfying you, it's not fulfilling you, it's not exactly what you want more. And I feel like the Empress is here to tell you that the time is actually ripe for something. It's for any of you who are having new ideas about something, you're wanting to start a creative project, you've been kind of mulling over things, having some new ideas, wanting to take action on it. Again, I feel kind of like a dog lunging at its chain kind of feeling. The Empress is here to tell you, Taurus, that the time is actually right. It is right to do that. For a few handful of you, this is actually going to represent pregnancy. I got this for one or two other signs as well. I feel like some of you are going to be uh, either finding out you're pregnant or making the decision to actively begin working on building a family. But it looks like the time is right for any new projects, any new inspirational ideas, uh, and 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 branching out in some way, expansion and growth as well. Because that Empress is paired with the Ace of Wands, Wands being governed by the element of fire and air, very dynamic suit, all about movement, momentum, change, movement, action, power. Aces being the seeds, the potential that has the promise to be something quite wonderful built on for some time in the future. The Ace being the one, so this is seeds only. It's time to plant these seeds. Again, the Ace of Wands would be bringing ideas uh, accompanied by action and outward manifestation. This is an action card, and paired with the Empress, the time is right to put these new plans, plant these new seeds, begin expanding, begin a new project. It's time to actually begin to have action on it. These seeds need to be planted, and the Empress is here to tell you that the time is right, Taurus. Now, right next to that, we have one of my favorite major arcana cards. We have the Star, beautiful card, accompanied by the Knight of Cups. So I'm feeling kind of a split with what this is going to mean, depending on who's watching, because it always means something different for everyone who's watching. The Star card is a beautiful card. This is a card of hope and faith. There's also a theme of restoration, peace, and healing about this card as well. You can see that the woman on the front of this card is kneeling down in the water, bare-breasted, completely unashamed about that. There's also a kind of a feeling of total self-acceptance, knowing you're on the right path, not really caring what anybody else thinks because you're being true to yourself, you're being authentic to yourself. She is pouring her pictures out into the water, pouring them completely out in perfect faith and perfect confidence that her pictures will be refilled because the source is limitless. This is having faith on that path, that bright future. There's a feeling of kind of starting something new and seeing the path laid out in front of you. And the Star card promises that this path is going to be bright. It's full of hope. It's full of future potential. And this card is about having hope and faith in that potential and acting as if you have everything that you need in order to move forward. Hope, faith, restoration, peace, and healing. There's also kind of an air of, I say restoration and healing because I often see this card come up after people have been through a difficult challenge, a long, hard slog of something, a long illness, and they're now recovering, a bad breakup, they've spent some time healing, and now they're kind of re-entering the world again. It's a kind of a card, too, that speaks of coming out of a darkness or just a challenging period of time and coming back into the sun and having hope and faith again in the path that lies before you. And also having faith. For some of you, this is going to resonate with the addition of this Knight of Cups, which accompanies it. For some of you, this coupling of cards is going to resonate as this Knight of Cups coming in. If it's not somebody currently in your sphere, this is going to represent somebody coming into your sphere to help you on this path, and it's an emotional help. This would be an offer of emotional support, emotional help, and because it's attached to the Star card, I feel again somebody you already know or somebody coming in quite quickly to help support you in that hope and faith on this path, to help you with these new ideas, these new action steps you're going to be taking to start something or grow an already existing something. For some of you, this combination of cards is going to represent having hope and faith that help is going to be there along this path. The Star card is about that having hope and faith in the promise and potential of that path, that it will be beautiful, bright, and successful, and that there will be help along the way when you need it. For some of you, this is going to represent help already there for you or coming in for you. This could represent a water sign because it's the Knight of Cups who's governed, the suit of Cups is governed by the element of water. It's all about emotions, feeling, love, and relationships. And Knights being the bringers of the tarot, this would represent, again, having faith that that help will be there when you need it, that emotional support and help. And this, I feel, for some of you is going to represent an actual person that could be a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or somebody who strongly manifests the positive aspects of the character traits of the Knight of Cups, which would be somebody just coming right in to give you an offer of love, an offer of emotional support along this path and help you and having hope and faith that you can, again, begin this new project, business, career path, or expand and grow. And I feel like it's expansion and growth for most of you because right next to this, we have the Two of Wands accompanied by the Two of Pentacles. Balance, duality, juggling, and some decision making as well. The Two of Wands is a card of expansion and growth and keeping continued momentum. Wands, again, that very fiery, active, creative, passionate suit. The Two of Wands, you can see that there's a man on this card who's come to a crossroads and he's trying to decide which road to take. And the implication of this card is that the path he's walked to get here has been pretty successful. He's done, if not successful, it's at least been okay. And two, the fact that he's alone can represent that either you've been walking this path alone or there's been times where you feel like you're the only one that's able to do what you're doing. But this man is trying to make a decision on which path to go on. And as this is a card of expansion and growth, he's going to want to take the path that has the most potential for expansion and growth down the road in a longevity sort of way, the one that again has the most potential for growth, for expansion, for continued momentum. The key to this, Taurus, is to not get caught, not to get stuck in that crossroads kind of place, that decision making kind of place. One of the challenges I think for a lot of earth signs is you tend to be very thoughtful, methodical, people who like to sit and consider kind of everything before you make a decision. And sometimes the longer that you do that, uh, the more the problem is that you can get stuck in that place and in that energy. So the trick here, Taurus, is to look at the paths, evaluate them, but don't get stuck in that energy. Take the one that looks like it's going to provide the most long-term potential, long-term growth, and expansion. Because again, it feels like whatever place you're in around the middle of April and before that, Taurus, that and again, I feel like for Pentacles energy, it's the majority of you, it's going to be job, career, business, finance, projects, entrepreneurial stuff. Um, you've reached a point where you want more, you want to grow it, you want to start something new. It feels like it's not enough. For some of you, this is going to be that it's not big enough or that you feel like you're no longer bringing in the kind of financial resources or tangible resources that you want. I mean, it feels like you're just juggling a lot of things and you really want to make a decision on which path to go to, again, grow and expand. And for some of you, this is going to be to start a new business, to start a new aspect of an already existing business or job, or switch, or maybe take a different career path entirely. That Two of Wands is accompanied by the Two of Pentacles. So Pentacles is governed by the element of earth, and it's all about things in our earthly, material, tangible environment, things we can see and touch and feel. Most often, this is about money, finances, job resources, assets, property, tangible things. And the Two of Pentacles is a juggling card. As you can see on the front of this card, this man is juggling these two big, beautiful pentacles. And he appears to be doing it quite well, quite easily. Again, that Two of Wands, that path you've been on, it looks like it's been good or at least okay. It's provided you with what you needed, but you want more. You want to grow and expand somehow. Again, kind of a restless feeling. The Two of Pentacles is about juggling and perhaps needing to make a decision on which thing to focus on. Perhaps some of you have been really working hard or juggling just a lot of different things, having a lot of things to do. It looks like you've been doing it successfully, but that you want more. You want to branch off. You want to do something different, something more, expand somehow. The only cautionary advice about this card, Taurus, would be the reason this man is successfully juggling this is because all his attention and focus is put on this balancing act that he's doing, which is not in and of itself a bad thing. He's doing it successfully and has been. But because all of his attention is focused only on these two pentacles, he is not noticing and perhaps is missing some really quite beautiful things that are happening behind him. There's a ship coming in the harbor in the background, as you can see, corresponding to that phrase, your ship coming in bearing something good and beautiful. There's a dolphin leaping in the water, dolphins long being the harbinger of good luck. And there's also a beautiful rainbow in the background, another signifier, a symbolism of good luck and good fortune. He's not seeing any of those things because his back is turned to them, number one. And number two, all his attention and focus is spent on juggling. So there is a kind of an implication that perhaps all of your time and energy and focus is spent on kind of the work arena, the Pentacles energy arena. And again, it's always good to to focus on our goals and the things that we want, but not to go too overboard because you might be missing some beautiful things that are around you, or just enjoying life in general, or some opportunities that might pass you by in the process of all of this juggling. So it looks again like it's time to choose choose perhaps put one of those pentacles down, focus on one, focus on which path you want to take that's going to make you feel the most fulfilled, whether it's starting something new, expanding and growing something already established, or taking a completely new path entirely, because it looks like the time is right for that. It looks like you're wanting at or towards the end of the month. Again, we have these energies. For some of you, this is going to be choosing a path at or towards the end of the month that either brings you the potential of the energy of the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Pentacles accompanied by the Five of Pentacles. And I feel like this is kind of an underlying feeling, this Five of Pentacles, which I felt kind of overall underlying this reading. There's a sense of something not being enough, not having enough, whether it's not having enough actual financial resources or just feeling unsatisfied, unfulfilled somehow, which is what this card can represent. You can see this couple in front of this church or cathedral window, and they're in need, they're in want, they're in lack. There's a feeling of not having enough. In other tarot decks, I've seen this couple outside. They're in the rain, they're in the snow. But just behind them, there is this beautiful light shining through the window, implying that just on the other side of that light is help, warmth, food, resources, what they need, what they're lacking, but they're not paying attention to it again because all their attention is focused only on what they don't have or the conflict in between them. Kind of like that Two of Pentacles. All the energy is spent just juggling these two things. And what you're really wanting over that is the Nine of Pentacles energy, which is a card of abundance, prosperity, wealth, independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment. This woman is, she's dressed in a beautiful gown. She's obviously able to take very good care of herself. She's in her beautiful garden enjoying all of these lovely pentacles, the birds, the butterflies. It's a beautiful day. I say self-empowerment and self-independence and self-achievement here, self-sufficiency, because the energy of the Nine of Pentacles, this woman has had very little, if anything, handed to her on a silver platter. Regardless of what this looks like, everything that she is enjoying, from the beautiful gown she's wearing to the luxury and physical comforts around her, she has that particular kind of self-awareness and confidence that comes from knowing that every single thing she's enjoying, she has earned for herself. Nobody gave it to her. She worked for it. She worked for quite a while building up this foundation of prosperity, abundance, and success for herself. She's reached a point where she is enjoying all the fruits of her labors, knowing that she earned them all herself through dint of her own hands, her own labor, her own work, her own talent. At or towards the end of the month, again, either you've made the decision and chosen a path that has somehow led you to this, or this is basically what you're working for, that Knight of Pentacles, working to get towards this place of independence, self-sufficiency, self-empowerment, in a very tangible sort of way. And again, I feel like for the majority of you, this is resonating as material, tangible energy, job, money, property, finances, resources, career, entrepreneurial project or business, to lead you out of this feeling of not quite having enough. And it looks like you've got some great new ideas and you're ready to go. It looks like this is the time, Taurus, to stop thinking about it, to stop considering it. Just make up your mind, make your decisions. And the Empress is there, a very strong message. The time is right to expand and grow this thing, to begin a new thing. It's time to put action behind the ideas and words. This is the month and continuing on of outward manifestation, of action taking. The time is right to plant these seeds now, to have hope and faith in the path that lies in front of you. It looks like you've got some good support around you, and you need to have hope and faith that help will be there along the path when you need it. I think I'm getting just kind of a feeling of the wheel being on the upswing for you, kind of coming out of the darkness into the light, which is echoed by your crowning card, which is a beautiful major arcana card, Taurus, of the sun. And when you think of everything that the sun brings, it brings light, love, warmth, laughter. It encourages things to grow. It illuminates dark places. It brings hidden things to light. It reveals the truth. The sun also represents just fun, light, love, laughter, fun. If finances and resources have been tight, this can represent a kind of an easing of that, a coming out, an uplifting, an enlightening sort of period, a lifting up of weight, both in your physical, tangible, material sector, and I think emotions as well, because for the majority of this, I mean, if we feel like our material world is lacking, especially, excuse me, in terms of finances and resources, it's very difficult to keep emotionally uplifted during times like that. But the star card, the sun card, especially you have the sun and the star both in the same reading. Again, it feels like a very strong message that you're coming out of a long, hard slog of something, a challenging time. For some of you, this could be love and relationship energy too. The same energies can apply. But again, I think the majority of it is the material world in one form or another, however it resonates for you. And it looks like things are opening up, things are lifting. There is a lightening up of energies, and it looks really good for you. But it looks like it's decision making time and it's action time. It's time to put plans, ideas, and thoughts into the outward manifestation of action. The time is right. Have faith. It looks like it's going to work out pretty well for you. So Taurus, I hope you've enjoyed this reading. I hope it has resonated with you, or brought you some insight and clarity, and some food for thought on the decisions and actions to take for the remainder of April 2016 and moving on as well. Um, for those of you who are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, again, you can click on the About sign on my channel's homepage, and you can also email me directly at Maggie, the number one, McGuire@gmail.com, and that email address is also on my channel's homepage. And I thank you so much for watching. And until I see you again in a couple of weeks for the May 2016 general readings, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life, Taurus. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.